Hey fam, what's poppin'? It's KJ, and you know I'm back here. And guess what we talking about today? We talking and we walking. Yeah, we are. We talking about Love and Hip Hop today, Hollywood season 6, episode. No, I'm lying. Season 3, episode 6. I think it is. Yeah. So that's what we're talking about today. One thing I did want to kind of just recall from last week, I actually forgot to mention Masika. I forgot to mention her in the last recap that I did. So we're going to go ahead and talk about the show, and I will catch up on Masika's situation in a minute. So the first thing we want to talk about here on Love and Hip Hop, it was a really like filler type of episode. Wasn't that much going on. It was actually it was kind of boring to me, but hey, it is what it is. So let's just start with Nicki Safaree. The noise. All right, so let's just start with Nicki Safaree and what's that girl named? Rosa Acosta. All right, so we see Safaree meet up with the guys, Ray J, A1, and Willie. They're at the, just having a little workout section at the park or the beach or whatever it is. And so he meeting up with the guys, and so they talking or whatever, talking about life, having guy talk. You know how they do. So they talking or whatever. All right, so they talking or whatever and just having a little guy talk or whatever. And A1 tells Ray J, suggests him and Princess elope because he revealed that him and Lyrica eloped. And, that was just what they needed to do instead of having a big ceremony. And, everything worked out good. And Ray J was glad because, he was like, I'm glad that y'all went ahead and did it despite all the family drama that was going on or whatnot. All right, so then, Safaree tells the guys how he is dating another, how him and what's her name, Nikki doing or whatever. The other Nikki, we're gonna call her the other Nikki because she the other Nikki as far as Safaree goes. I'm sorry y'all, I'm moving, I'm driving, you know how I do. So anyway, Ray J tells Safaree that he heard Nicki is also hooking up with model Rosa Acosta, and that's really, it's alarming that, how they be kicking it and hanging out at her store or whatever. So Safaree is kind of like giving them the side eye, like, oh, okay, really, what's going on, whatever. So Ray J says Safaree should absolutely demand a threesome with Nicki and Rosa ASAP, because it's just like, if it ain't no fun if the homies can't have none, and he want to get in on it too. Lord have mercy. I swear the struggle is so real when it comes to this camera life. Alright, so A1, who seems to be the voice of reason, is just like, this is not a good idea. Ray J cool or whatnot, but his advice sucks. And even if this was a good idea, Safaree couldn't even pull nothing like this off. Basically that was shade because he don't even have enough game to do this, to even actually have a threesome with them, let alone even talking about doing it. So Safaree basically says he want to talk to Nicki basically for the simple fact that she said that she wasn't seeing nobody and they were supposed to be being honest with each other. So that's why he really want to confront Nicki about the whole case. Meanwhile, what are we talking about? Nicki. So she basically claiming that she's spending more time with Rosa because her and Safaree are kind of on the outs. They're not really seeing eye to eye, whatever. They're not spending a lot of time together, whatever. And she basically, she was at some type of event, I guess, or somewhere she was, I don't even know. But she met up with Jason, the blogger, the Jason that I don't like. Y'all know who he is, right? She met up with Jason, and her and Rosa was sitting there, and Jason showed up, and she was just talking about, he's supposed to be my friend or whatever, but he put this whole thing in the blogs or whatever that she saw, that TMZ called her and Safaree out on a date. So they on this date or whatever. If Safaree come out with these roses and whatnot, and it makes it look like it's all intimate and whatnot. So that's what he basically put in the blogs, and he tagged Rosa in it. So Jason was just like, and I'm sorry because I'm looking down because I'm looking at my notes, but Jason was just like, Jason explains, this is his job. posts, posts information for his fans, whether it's a date or not. That's his job, what he need to do. Messy ass Jason. He get on my nerves. I don't really even like him, but whatever, it is what it is. As for why Rosa is convinced that Nikki and Safaree aren't actually dating, I don't know. She just feel like Nikki's so honest, and they be honest with each other, so of course she would tell me. But really, Nikki's a liar because she's playing both of y'all, but we'll get to that. However, in the meantime, Nikki seemed like she's super pressed about this whole situation with her Jason and what Jason posted and how he tagged her and all that stuff. And she just looked defensive and guilty, and she's a liar, basically. In a nutshell, she lied about seeing more than one person at a time. And she's not telling both of them the same thing. So then we get to, Safaree later finds out that Nikki's having this event on her Instagram, So she hosting the event, and he shows up unannounced, just to kind of bust her out about the whole Rosa situation, to find her basically making out with Rosa in the back room, in the dressing room or whatever. So he walk up on that, and Nikki basically, at this point, she got to tell the truth. So she's just like, I just want to be honest and come clean with you guys. I haven't been honest about the situation. Both of them kind of looking stupid out the face. And then, in fact, she's telling them that I've been dating both of y'all. And now she admits to it. And Safaree is not happy. Neither is Rosa. But, Safaree basically him and Rosa kind of went back and forth about the whole situation. And then, he was just like, I'm going to leave, whatever. But please don't expect this to be the last time I talk to her. You know what I'm saying? So he left it at that with Rosa. Meanwhile, Rosa and Nikki having their little back and forth bickering and argument or whatever. But Nikki offended Rosa some type of way, and Rosa kind of basically just walked off on her and told her, she went with all this. But I forgot to say, Safaree did proposition them all for a threesome together. He's like, I want both of y'all, and both of them got offended. Like he tried it, at least he tried, but he did try it, and they both kind of got offended by that, and that's all for them. Let's talk about Masika. So, like I said, I forgot about Masika last time. Basically, just a little recap. Actually, she came, she left, she back again. She was gone. She was on the first season with Mally Mal. Y'all know that. She left because she was boring. She back because she got pregnant by Fetty Wap. Boom. The problem is Fetty Wap is a typical guy, as far as his entertainment streets. He lacks moral compass and common sense. He just stupid, and he basically just said he not the daddy. You know what I'm saying? So Masika was trying to basically get her stuff together so that if she has to go, for child support, she's ready. So she gonna go ahead and take this paternity test. She was talking to a lawyer last week about it. This is what she's planning on doing with Fetty Wap. Meanwhile, Fetty Wap, she had a conversation with him. He decides that he wants to step up. She has the baby on the show. The baby comes out pretty beautiful, actually. She's a really, really pretty girl. And so her and Fetty Wap are going to try to co-parent. She's happy with that. So, she happy with the co-parenting situation. Where was I? Child, I don't know. I done lost my notes, my spot in my notes. Hold on. Okay, so now that Masika done had her baby, Fetty Wap was gonna present, be a present father, whatever. She ready to hop back in the studio, so she go and meet up with Max Lux, to basically talk about this studio time and get in the studio with him or whatever. And he's all with it and he's saying it's cool or whatever. She approached him and say, I know also about your wife, Young B, and I know she be, crashing studio sessions and whatnot, and that's one thing that I really don't want to be bothered with or have time for. Alright, so where was I? I think I was talking about Brandy popping off in the studio or whatever, and Masika said she really ain't got time for that or whatever. So Max is like, don't worry about Brandy. I got her, him under control. Her under control. Some kind of what they was saying was, Brandy was best friends with the wife of the producer who Masika was supposedly tried to get with in the past or whatever. Some dude that Max used to work with. So while she trusted her husband, Lil B really don't trust Masika. So basically, she she goes over to the studio session that her and Max Lee have or whatever, and Masika in there, doing her little music, blah 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 blah, doing her little music, whatever. Little Brandy come in because Brandy is trying to get this money for Max, to pay back Max regarding this whole money situation that she took from the child, and so she bringing the money in as a, she gonna bring a duffel bag of money into the studio to surprise her bae. So what she gonna do is when she get there, he basically, in the studio, she don't even know that Masika is there, but when she find out she there, she a home wrecker, she this, she that, but basically Masika was just like, she got receipts that this dude tried to talk to her, and y'all know Masika keep her receipts. That's how she did with Nikki and Mally Mal. She had receipts that it was Mally Mal trying to push up on her, and so she was like, I got receipts that this dude was trying to talk to me or whatever. Brandy wasn't really trying to hear it. So, that's that, and they got into it or whatever. Brandy was basically lashing out at both Masika and Max, because Max wasn't get her back or whatever, and Masika was there just being who she is. And after trying to defend herself or whatnot, Masika just like, fuck it, and she just left and said, fuck this stupid ass little girl or whatever. Max instantly, started reprimanding his wife. You are tripping. You waste precious time and expensive money for the studio time, and this is just another one of your dramatic episodes. I'm sick and tired of your dramatic bullshit. Like, I'm over this shit. And you could tell in his face that he over it. And it's very, very, very easy to get over. For real. It's just like, come on, bitch. Like, when are you going to trust me? When you going to stop acting up? You know what I'm saying? She just be acting. She be clowning. And she's so little. But she be clowning. Soon, basically, the conversation went from Masika and Max to Max and Brandy, and they whole fucked up relationship and how she lied and betrayed him and all of that shit. And so she was like, you don't appreciate me bringing this money, you don't appreciate me getting this money. He was like, no, because it ain't about the money. It was never about the money. It was about you being a liar and you betraying me. So basically, it's clear that Max is kind of has a broken level of trust with with Brandy, and it just comes down to marriage and money, and there's just some things you just don't do in that case, and this is just one of them. You just don't do that when it comes to marriage and money. I wouldn't, and I don't suggest nobody else should. This is how problems start. Ray J and Princess. Basically, they got ups and downs regarding their marriage, they wedding planning and whatnot. She overwhelmed. He want to talk about Scooty Bike. She don't want to talk about Scooty Bike. I'm really kind of bored with Ray J and Princess' whole little situation right now. If they ain't talking about the prenup, the rest of this stuff is boring. Wedding planning, that's boring to me. But anyway, she talking with the wedding planner or whatever, and they go home to this cake. They set up a cake tasting that Ray J was supposed to be at. Ray J ended up not coming to the cake tasting because he is still focused on Scooty Bike. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, she telling him, she's talking to a wedding planner after she's got to there, and they talking about, the wedding and everything, and she asked her about the wedding planner asked her about her father being there. So she was like, yeah, my father, he gonna walk me down the aisle or whatever. She's like, but we don't really have a great relationship. So although the planner didn't really want to pry in the whole situation, she encouraged Princess to talk to her dad, because he was like the first man that she was ever in love with, and this is going to affect your relationship with Ray at some point possibly. You know what I'm saying? So after hearing what the wedding planner had to say, Princess, she started to cry. She got emotional because she realized, these same abandonment issues that she's having that she had with her father, she's experiencing with Ray. And she don't really want that in her relationship or in her wedding or in her marriage. So she's going to have a talk with Ray, see how they can work that out. Meanwhile, she's like, we're going to go ahead and taste this cake and get this going. Bump Ray. He obviously ain't coming. She going to talk to him about that. Meanwhile, she calling him and he ain't answering the phone. The voicemail picking up. Last but not least, you guys, after we talked about Shonda, we really didn't get much into Shonda and Willie this time, but after Shonda sent Willie that letter about wanting to break up their marriage or whatnot, and just like how she just done with his bullshit, he don't really know what to do. He kind of just feeling the wrath of all this fuck shit that he been taking her through. So, he meet up with Shonda, and basically once they face to face, Willie decided he want to come clean, and but Shonda, she, instead of her going off or whatnot and making a scene that's not necessarily, because really she already knew about it, and she told him, she was like, she explained that she already knew what he cheated, but she didn't appreciate it. He was continuously lying about it. So after that conversation, Willie didn't want her to leave or whatever, but she was just like, I still need my time, it is what it is, I still need time to figure things out, you the one who messed up their relationship, and really just gonna have to respect that, that it is what it is. She shouldn't have to fight for something that's already hers. That's what she said, and Willie just gonna have to deal with it and respect it. She need a moment. But basically, that was pretty much all that happened. This is just another dramatic episode of Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. So I will see you guys next week. Thank you so much for watching.
Peace.